Stenhouse Jr.
And we go back to row 16. Oh, and around goes Carson Hocevar.
Whoa! What the heck?
That gives you a little insight into the conditions right now.
Yeah, I wonder if he was just trying to test the grip limits.
We gotta get back to
Obviously, he found them.
He sure did.
Let's see what happened. Yeah. It's way up high, but I've seen several drivers up there and just tried to throttle up and understand how much grip he had, and around he goes. That will give NASCAR a little bit of hesitation to drop the green flag right now.
This rain setup,
a little flick off floor.
this rain setup currently at the road courses, you're going to see windshield wipers, running lights, mud flaps that control the spray. But here at the ovals, really the only change to the car is a defogger on the inside and the wet weather tires. They can make chassis adjustments, but the idea is that these cars were not expected to run in falling rain, and that's the current situation. You see the windshield wipers on the Toyota Camry pace car. So we have yet to hear from NASCAR exactly how long we're going to ride around. I really think we're having a little bit of too much falling rain, so I think they're going to bring the drivers back down pit road. Now look, don't let this concern you. The weather actually doesn't look awful. This rain, I think, is moving out. Maybe one lap with the equipment to kind of blow the... So you see, right, we're right here, right? We only got, what, maybe another, whatever that is right there, like another 10, 15 miles of rain. And this will be out of here, and then one little trip around with the drying equipment just to blow the standing water off, and they absolutely will drop the green on wet track.
By the way, when we came on the air, we were on the other side of that cell.
Yeah.
So it's moved through pretty quickly. There's some radio transmissions that we can eavesdrop on. Let's start with the 21.
On oval in active rain. Should be exciting. Yeah, it should be interesting. What's your thoughts on the racetrack? I'm giving a thumbs up. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just go than not. Some different attitudes. You know, Kyle Larson's like, let's just go. And I think what's difficult is Stevie did a great job of explaining, you know, the ideal with these tires was to be able to falling rain. And I do think they set the drive put into what the track conditions are. NASCAR listened to that. Then we saw Hocevar spin out off of turn 4. All those things collectively.
Surely that pole run yesterday, you're like, okay, I know this is...
Drivers highlighted in blue are locked into the 2026 chase for the NASCAR Cup Series Championship, and just 2 races to go here today at Loudon, next weekend at the Coke Zero. Interesting. Oh, there's Chase Briscoe having a little nap. Nice and warm and cozy in there. One of our storylines. But Christopher said 7 seconds.
I would say for the drivers that win, there's no more free lunch. You're not guaranteed in, you're not guaranteed anything. You can win the first race of the chase and wreck the next week and be so far behind. There's no advancement, there's no automatic anything. You have to show up week in and week out. I think that makes every race have more value to the fans in whatever market we're in. It makes for every race of the chase to be more valuable. I will say, when you look at the standings on the left side, just to put some context to it, around 75 points is maximum, 76 with the fastest lap. So to move up and down the standings, the battles within the chase standings, I think, are as fascinating, maybe even more fascinating than the 15th or 16th spot. It's the title contenders, which I think Larson, Logano, those names, where do they reset here in a couple weeks?
I would also say that if you look at what time...
Have a look at it just over recent races and watch the 22 of Joey Logano as he climbs. And the last 2 races have been rugged for Carson Hocevar. For Tyler Reddick, it's been a little up and down the last half dozen, but it's been the ascent for the 22, the descent for the 77. So, but they are still in good positions, and as Steve and Jeff mentioned, there's Denny Hamlin at top. Super consistent, couple of great comeback drives in the last few weeks.
In the TV shows, I don't see dry line as good. Just having trouble seeing it. So, as you see something forming, just let me know. Keep up with it.
That is such an interesting comment from Denny Hamlin, because what is so obvious from up here in the booth and also on cameras is you can't see an overall picture of what the racetrack is, because you're looking at it in a completely different perspective. Denny Hamlin is talking about when he's looking for dry racetrack, it is hard for him to see it. So he needs a spotter to be looking to use that point of view to say, hey, third lane, second lane, this corner, where to go to find that dry conditions. That's, Steve, in my opinion, that's one of the biggest evolutions in this type of racing is the involvement of the spotter. He no longer just sits up there and says,
Is it
wreck
raining
in
a
turn
little bit
2. He is an integral part of what goes on the racetrack.
And if you've never watched racing in the rain of any sorts, road course or ovals,
I've
one
seen it
thing
all the
remains
time.
the same. Watch these two cars right here. The 45 is all the way at the grass. The 21 is way up. The pace car is where you would expect cars to run. They want to run offline. What I mean by offline is just like when you're sitting on, at the intersection at home, you can see all the oil drips from the cars that sit there.
Yep.
Anywhere that tire rubber normally gets smeared into the racetrack or fluid gets put into the
Slick as
racetrack
hell.
is grippy when it's dry. It's
It's
ice
slick, yeah.
when it's wet. So you want to get out here to this fresh pavement. I think because it's more porous and like the water has a place to go and have more grip to the tire.
And although the conditions are a lot better now, I wonder how much what happened to Carson Hocevar is in the heads of the other drivers.
Well, sure it is. They all saw it or they all heard about it. And then at the end of the day, what's so difficult about this racetrack in regard to what Steve was just talking about is they run all over this racetrack.
Yeah.
So their groove is the apron all the way to the third lane. And sometimes yesterday in practice and the truck race, we saw cars running as high as we've ever seen them running. So where is the part of the racetrack that you want to be on now?
Talking more about the 77, let's get an update. Dave?
Lee, we may have, if you're just joining the broadcast, you may have missed earlier a little bit of a spin by Carson Hocevar when he was testing the grip on the exit of turn number 4. Kind of tongue-in-cheek, he said, yeah, there's not a lot of grip out there. But that was when it was ready.
Be ready for everything. Be ready to adapt. Stay positive. We got a car that can run really well today. So put it all together.